Hello. Hello, hello. How are you? Good evening, good evening. I'm on about 4 minutes early. I said I was going to go on at 7:15, so I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes, see if we get anybody on besides my one person who seems to be with me every week. I still don't know who my one person is. My mystery person. I love it. So, hello this evening. How are you? Hope you're well. It's been a beautiful day today. My sippy game is strong this evening. It's not coffee, and it's got something a little stronger in it. So it might be one of those nights. We just don't know yet. Give it another minute or so, and then we'll dive on in. I'm going to start with something that interesting actually happened this afternoon when I was having a Facebook conversation with a friend of mine. So that'll be fun to start out with. For my one person, I hope you got outside today. It was beautiful. I got outside a couple of times today with my dog. Got outside a little bit this afternoon after I got off work. It was nice. Very, very nice. It was a beautiful day. I'm ready for spring to stick around. So we're at 3:24. It's 7:14. I'm going to wait for that to roll right on over to 4 minutes even, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started. That'll be close enough to time. All right, 4 minutes. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to start with this evening, I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to start with this evening, a dear friend of mine posted a post on Facebook, and she's a bit older than me, but she's as frustrated with cancel culture as the rest of us are, because we are being inundated with this nonsense cancel culture. And if none of you have heard the news today, the new Space Jam movie that's going to apparently come out, they are banning the character Pepe Le Pew from the new Space Jam movie. They're not going to include him in it because, hi, I've got a second. We're discussing cancel culture and the new Space Jam movie that's coming out. And them not going to include the Looney Tunes character Pepe Le Pew. The reason they're canceling this character is because they're calling him a rapist. So she posted on social media, how can you be offended by this adorable little character? A response was posted on her post, which just really pissed her off, because I know her, and the person that posted it was actually now a grown individual who she used to watch as a child. And I actually happen to know this person's parents. I don't know this person individually, but I know his parents. And the comment, and I quote, because I wrote it down because I didn't want to get it wrong. I wanted to make sure I got it specific to what this person posted, was, doesn't translate anymore as humor. People don't find a male character endlessly pursuing a female character who desperately wants to escape him to be endearing. Now, I did post to this. I'm not going to tell you what she posted, because it was, I mean, you'd have to know this woman. She is a lot like me. She calls me her mini-me, because she really has no filter between here and here. If it's here, it's coming out. And she basically, in not so many words, and not exactly, but she basically called him an idiot. And my comment was, humor is subjective. And that's very true. Humor is subjective. And the points that I pointed out and the examples that I gave was, humor is subjective because apparently in today's society, humor is people threatening to blow up the White House, Madonna, comedians, thinking that it's humorous to behead a sitting president. Oh, Kathy, where she was holding up the head of, the severed head of President Donald Trump at the time, etc. I can go on, but that's just the two main examples that I used. But the same people who are participating and pushing this cancel culture find it offensive that, Elmer Fudd can no longer have his gun, which we experienced a while back. Now Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head have to relinquish their titles because it is not inclusive. We've got Dr. Seuss, who they're going to stop printing Six Boots story because it is racist and insensitive imagery in it. And now Pepe Le Pew is not going to be used because he is a rapist style character. This cancel culture is getting a bit ridiculous. It is subjective to whatever you find as humorous. May not be what I find as humorous. I don't find threatening to blow up the White House as humorous. I don't think imagery of beheading a sitting president is humorous. I'll even go into this with all the pedophiles in Hollywood who make jokes about abusing children as humorous, but we're not canceling them. They're free to say whatever they want to, post whatever they want to, as much hate speech, disgusting, abusive language, criminal language that they want to. And that's okay. That's okay. But if you and I were to post some of these things, heaven forbid, if we had posted, and I'm going to even say this, if as white people, civilian citizens, common folk, you or I were to post some of the things about Barack Obama when he was president that people have had posted about Donald Trump while he was a sitting president, we would be investigated by the FBI, the CIA. We would be charged and we would be sitting in prisons right now for terroristic threatening, and the list would be from here to Canada of what they would charge us with. So yeah, that's a problem. And until we start calling these scumbags out for it and saying no, it is going to continue. So yeah, I have a real problem with that. And I'm getting more and more boisterous with my voice about speaking out against this kind of stuff publicly. And I encourage all of you to do the same. You know, until we do, our silence equals being complacent. And even if you're not complacent, if you're not speaking out against it, that's what the world is going to see you as being. So you got to start talking. We've got to start talking. So I encourage you all to do that. Be loud. Be loud. And when I say be obnoxious, I'm not saying, you know, go accost people or be violent with people, but, you know, whatever means you use, like mine is my YouTube channel. Mine is being on CloutHub. It's being on Telegram. It's posting these videos. It is no longer being silent with my voice. It is putting it out there and saying, you know what, I'm not going to stand for this anymore. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm just not going to, I'm not going to do it. You know, so whatever means it is that you're going to use, find it, embrace it, be loud, be obnoxious with it, and put it out there for everybody to know. And if you start losing friends because of it, then, you know, I've come to that as well. If I'm going to lose friends over my views, were they really my friends in the first place? The answer to that is no. They weren't. Are they people that I really want in my life? Probably not. You know, the people who love me, accept me, they may not agree with my views, and they may tell me, hey, you know what? I really don't agree with that, but that's okay. I still love you, and it's all right. And we can roll on and be homies and be friends, and it's all good. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It all comes out in the wash. I promise. It really does. So with that being said, any comments, any thoughts on that? My two indies on here. No. All right. You're going to just listen to me talk, I guess, which is cool. I'm good with that. I like to talk. Like I said, my sippy cup game is strong tonight. So, one other thing we're going to talk about. My phone doesn't keep going off through the entire freaking video. This weekend, I urge anyone from my local area, stay out of downtown Louisville. It's going to be a hot fucking mess. Just stay out of Louisville. Stay out of Louisville. It's going to be a mess. Don't go. For all my friends that live in Louisville, God bless you. You're don't go downtown. They're having the weekend event. They're already blocked off streets. They've sent out the map. LMPD has, because this marks the 1 year death anniversary for Breonna Taylor. They are going to be out in full force. This past weekend was just a small snippet of what you're going to see going on. They say it's going to be a peaceful anniversary memorial. We all know that is not what it's going to be. That is not what it's going to be. That is an excuse to harass and cause havoc and chaos downtown, to harass the police, to harass people. If you watched my video from yesterday and you clicked on the link to LMPD Live and you watched any of the videos, you saw what that very small protest caravan group was doing on Saturday. You can guarantee there's going to be 3 to 4 times the size of people that was down there Saturday that's going to be there this weekend. You can guarantee they're going to be bussing people in from other cities. It is going to be a large event, or else LMPD would not be taking the precautions they're taking to block off as many streets as they're doing and preparing the way that they're preparing. And of course, your wonderful scumbag Mayor Fisher, is again in the media screaming about how, this is an opportunity to create equity and unity and yes, Amanda, we have a generation of snowflakes, and every piece of entertainment we had as a child will be removed. History's already being rewrote. It's already being rewrote. I have saved every single one of, and I started doing this a long time ago. I started saving all of my college history books, especially from the ones that I had that were good history teachers that were teaching history the way that it really happened, because of Caleb. Because we are having to teach it to him at home because they're not teaching it in schools. So, that's, and even really, they're teaching the skewed version about pretty much everything. They're teaching it the way they want us to know it. They're dumbing down generations, and they've been doing it. They were even doing it to us. It took us red pilling up to really see, what's going on. So, they're removing statues. They're removing everything. They're really trying. And, I think I touched on this in one of my other videos. I had Caleb one day during the snow and ice storm back in February, and he was doing his NTI work here while I was working. And it was during the impeachment trial. And I had it up on C-SPAN listening to it while I was working and after his NTI, and he was watching it. And he was asking a lot of questions. And so he was asking, well, what is this? What is that? What is the difference between a democracy and a republic? And what is this? So I made him pull dictionaries and books off the bookshelf, because I have a huge bookshelf. And I made him start pulling books. And I was like, okay, well, I want you to look it up and I want you to read it to me and tell me what you think it means by definition. And we would go over it and we would talk about it. And he was like, well, that makes sense, but what about this and what about that? And so we basically had a civics lesson about the U.S. government and how it works. And he was like, well, why are they not teaching me this in school? And I just flat out told him, buddy, it's because they want you to be dumb. They don't want you to understand how it works, because if you aren't smart enough to understand how the system works, the only thing that you're going to believe is what they tell you. And you're not smart enough and educated enough to know that what they're telling you is false and to question it. He's 11. And he said to me, Aunt Sandra, I don't want to be stupid. And I told him, don't you worry, buddy. Aunt Sandra's not going to let you be stupid. He said, I want to be able to think for myself. I told him, buddy, we're going to make sure you can think for yourself. Even if we have to teach you at home what's right and what's real, you will think for yourself, and you will be smart, and you will know what's going on, and you will know the right questions to ask. And that's what it's about. And the problem is, and I hate to even say this because it sucks, there's lazy parents. And some parents aren't necessarily just lazy. They work all the time. They have to work all the time to support their families. And they have, unfortunately, left the education of their children to a public school system. And they've entrusted that school system to teach their kids too much. They assume that their kids are getting a proper education, and they're not questioning that education that they're getting. Well, you need to be questioning that education. You need to be looking at what your kids are being taught. You need to be questioning what your kids are being taught. I remember when the first election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton was going on. I picked him up from school one day, and he asked me. And so if he's 11 now, that was several years ago. He was little. He said, "Who are you going to vote for?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump." And he was like, "Oh, I hate Donald Trump." Like, you're 6, he was like 6 or 7 years old. I'm like, you're 6 or 7 years old. What do you know about this? I was like, why do you say that, buddy? Why do you hate Donald Trump? Well, my teacher said that he's a bad man and that we should all like Hillary Clinton, that she's better, and that Donald Trump's evil. You best believe my head spun around and did like a fucking 360. I almost went back to the school and snatched his teacher up, because I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. The left propaganda. So we had to go home and have a conversation. They're indoctrinating these kids at the youngest age they can. And if parents aren't paying attention, guess what's happening? They're brainwashing their kids from the jump. They're brainwashing them from the jump. You got to be engaged with your kids. You have to. You can't rely on school systems to parent your kids and to teach your kids. You have to be involved. You have to. It's as simple as that. So to answer your question, Amanda, or to reply to your comment, yes. Yes, they've been doing it. They are actively doing it. They have been actively doing it. And we are combating that at home. Believe that daily. Daily. Although remind me to tell you a story, because I'm not going to tell it on here, about something that he popped off with the other day that embarrassed the shit out of all of us. Thank you for the clap. Let me tell you, the same day when he was here, I had this book out that I've been reading, and he picked it up and he started reading it. And I had to tell him, because, you know, as much as I love my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, they're not quite as red-pilled as I am. But he saw this book on my couch where he was sitting, and he picked it up and he started reading it. And I didn't stop him. One of my friends, if she watches this, I know she picks up and watches some of my videos, so if she ever watches this one, she would be super proud. Because he picked it up and he started reading it, and he started asking me questions about it, and he said, "I love coming over here, Aunt Sandra." He said, "I get all the cool stuff when I'm here with you." And I'm going to show you what book it was. Oh, again, he's my little homie, man. He he started picking it up and he started reading some of it and he was like, "Is this real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, buddy, it's real. It's real." And he's like, "I gotta come over here more often. I need to come over here more often. You give me all the good stuff." And I'm like, "You can come over here as much as you want to, and I will give you all the good stuff you want." So yeah, that's my buddy. So I love that kid so much that I want him to, I don't know, I can't even describe it. I can't even explain. I worry about the world he's growing up in, you know. It hurts my heart at 11 he understands so much because he's so smart. But at the same time, I don't think he really understands what a huge fight we're in for him. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad. What kind of future he's going to have. It's so unclear what kind of future he's going to have. And it makes me sad. So anyway, that's why we gotta keep doing the good fight, man, you know. So anyway, y'all done got me emotional. Back to the downtown. Stay the hell away from downtown. That's going to be a shit show. Watch LMPD live. You can go on their Facebook channel and follow them and get their alerts every time that they engage any of the protesters. Anytime they go live as on a response to engage any of it, they'll send you a notification, and you can pop right into their live feed and watch what's going on. I have it set like that on my phone, so I get an alert from Facebook every time that they go live, and can watch the shit show. And again, I said it the other night, how great that is because it protects them. You know, these live streamers, they will video a little bit and cut this and cut that. But you see their live stream lady, she is live streaming while she is on her way in her car, and it continues until she leaves. So you're seeing the entire thing unfold. And it is great protection for them so that they cannot be accused of all the horrendous things that they're being accused of. So again, back the blue. I anticipate it's going to get really ugly for them this weekend, and I really pray that they're safe, and pray for their families, because I'm sure all the wives and the moms and the dads and the kids are going to be worried about their loved ones who are going to have to work this weekend down there in that shit show. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers. They're going to need it. We know what it was all like last summer and into the fall, the crap that they had to deal with. And so definitely be thinking about them this weekend as they're having to deal with more of that shit. So I will be watching just because that's going to be, like I said, I'm going to be trying to do more content about what's going on in our area. So I will keep you updated on what's going on this weekend for sure. But I'm not going down there in that mess because I'll get myself in trouble and my ass will end up going to jail. And I ain't got bail money for that shit. So I don't want to be close to it because I have a temper and that wouldn't fly. So Red over here knows what my temper's like because she's got a temper just like mine, and she couldn't go down there in that shit either because she would go to jail too. So touche. All right, so that's 3 topics down that I wanted to get on with for the night. I know, Amanda, you caught up on some videos that you had been behind on. Is there anything that I had brought up in any previous things that you want to talk about? Anything you want to ask about? Anything you want to comment on? I don't know who my other person is, but same thing for you. If there's anything that you want to, we're going to open up the round table. I've been trying to do this after I kind of bring up some topics. So round table's open right now. For any questions, suggestions, topics you want to talk about, throw those up in the comments section. We can round table those. I'll give you a few minutes to type. I don't know if I can bring up the photos and show them. Let me try something. We can talk later. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to try something. That's not what I wanted to do. I can't make it where you guys can see this, and I wish I could. In picture mode. Try something. What is that? No, I don't want to do that. I'm trying something, guys. Bear with me. Well, I can't do that. I wonder. No, I can't. So I'm just gonna have to, I guess. What is this button? No, I don't want to send feedback. Okay. So I was gonna try to show you some of the pictures that we took. Um, we went to Sunday. We went to Frankfort. I took my spouse to the firefighter memorial that's up in Frankfort, which is a really neat place. I say neat. I mean, it's it's kind of solemn. I mean, it's a tribute to fallen firefighters that died in the line of duty. But the artwork is really cool. If you've never been there, which I don't know if anybody on here would have ever been there or not, but it's really cool. You can get bricks. You can pay for bricks that like lead up, like memorial bricks that lead up to it. And then there's this huge like statue with like a 3D Maltese cross at the top. And I'm going to post the pictures of that because it's like I said, it's really cool. It's a neat thing. I do have a funny story, and I told Amanda about this story. We went to the Capitol because I wanted some pictures of the Capitol. I want pictures of the jackasses who rape me twice a month on my paycheck. And my spouse. Plus, I wanted pictures of the fence that Andy put up. So we're walking up the steps, and Amanda, you can put laughy emojis because I know you know where I'm going with this. We walk up the steps, and as soon as we get to like the first layer of steps where they had the big green like courtyard or whatever that leads like up to the actual Capitol steps, there is this young lady, and I'm going to use that term loosely, with her little tripod set up, taking selfies of herself. And like, I knew that mail order brides were a thing, but I never thought I would ever like see one in the flesh. I saw one Sunday. She had on this very, very short little mini skirt. Like her cheeks were like hanging out of it. She had on the traditional stripper clear thick heels that were strappy. And mind you, it was a nice day Sunday, but it was still windy and pretty chilly. And as soon as we got to the top of the steps, my husband looked over and as loud as he could, like where she could hear it, and I know she heard it because when he said it, her head popped around. He goes, "Look at this hooker." And I laughed so hard I almost pissed my pants. Because her head popped around like, is he talking about me? And here she is just, in front of the camera. And then she picks up her little tripod. And here I am trying to get pictures of the Capitol. What does she do? She goes and she starts laying on the steps of the Capitol building, doing more pictures. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. What the hell? I mean, what fresh hell am I in? And so, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that some of the pictures I got of the Capitol, she's in them. Like, she's in them. I mean, there was no getting around it unless you pan up and cut off the bottom of the steps, because she's laying across the front steps of the fucking Capitol building. And he was dying laughing. Like, and those of you that know my husband, like Amanda, he he's a pretty serious guy for the most part. He never really gets super emotional about anything, whether it's laughing or anything. I mean, he's pretty even kill. He and I've never seen him laugh as hard as I saw him laugh on Sunday. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I laughed so hard, is reacting to him reacting to her. So it was a shit show. It was hilarious. Um yeah, so um there was some bikers there in the parking lot as we were leaving, and they kind of got a kick out of me because as we're walking, we were talking about it. And I guess I had made the comment fairly loud that I had never seen a mail order bride before. And like some of them popped their head up and they're like, what? And I'm like, she's up on the Capitol steps. I mean, I'm sure you could probably get a date. I'm just I don't know. But yeah. So that was interesting. And then we rode around the county a little bit. I got some pictures of the beautiful county I live in. We have been plagued a little bit with, since all the snow and all the ice and everything melt, the ground was really saturated, and then we got all that rain a couple of weekends ago. Yes, that was hilarious. I mean, I wish you could have seen it. Like, you would have died. So we strolled around the county, got some really cool pictures of this beautiful county that I live in. The epitome of rural Kentucky. It's a beautiful place. I still have some more pictures to take. I got a picture of a place that's kind of near and dear to my heart, Drennan Springs Church. I couldn't get down to like the spring because all of it was flooded still. Drove down to Lockport to see how far the river had receded, which it was receded off of the road. Yes, I'm going to try to do a video of all the pictures. I need to get more pictures. So I'm thinking probably this Saturday, Jeremy's going to be I think he's going to be at the range again. So I think I'm going to do another drive Saturday to do some more pictures. If you're not working overtime, you can go with me if you want to. I'm going to try to hit up some other parts of the county. So if you're free, you can do a ride along if you want to. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun. So yeah, I am going to do a video of nothing but pictures just so you guys can kind of see this little hick towns where we're from, where we grew up. And because when I tell you guys I'm from small town rural America, I am from small town rural America, and I love it here. I was born and raised here. My grandfather was a barber here in the same small town till the day he died. And my husband's family has been the chief. Someone in his family has been the chief or assistant chief of his local fire department all the way back to his grandfather. So yeah, it is the epitome of a small town, but it's beautiful. So I definitely want you guys to see that. We are small town rural America, and we that's why I advocate so much for small business and the working man and your everyday Joe Blow, because that's what we are here. Yeah, we're close to Louisville. We're close to you know, smaller metropolitan areas like Shelbyville and, Frankfort, but we're just farm kids. So, not all rural farm kids from Kentucky are stupid. We're pretty smart cookies. So, but yeah, so I am going to do a video of that as soon as I get all the pictures together and done. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, I'm going to put up the pictures of what, where we went to Frankfort and show you the memorial, just because it's near and dear to our heart because of what we do. So, yeah, that's yeah. Kentucky's a really pretty state. Most of the time, the only thing that people that don't live in Kentucky see is like Louisville, like Churchill Downs, Lexington, the horse farms. They don't see, or like the distilleries, Makers and Jim Beam, and that's like the big stuff that they see. They don't see the other side of Kentucky. So that's kind of what I want to highlight is the rest of this great, beautiful area, what it's really like here. So, any questions? Anything you guys want to talk about? Throw it up. I got some really, really beautiful pictures down on Flat Rock, which Amanda knows what Flat Rock is. I don't know if the other person that is on here is from around here and would know what Flat Rock is, but Flat Rock is a place that we used to go as teenagers and raise hell. So, yeah. It's a gravel road. Let's put it that way. It is actually a county road, and it is a 1-lane gravel road. It is a dead end gravel road. You have to turn around. It leads back to someone's house at the very end, and you have to turn around in their driveway and go back out. So, yeah. But it is a county road. It's called Flat Rock Road. So, yeah. But it's beautiful back there. I wish Collins Mansion was still standing, because even though you had to walk to it, that would have been some really awesome pictures to have of Collins Mansion. Amanda, do you know about Collins Mansion? It was down around Drennan. Smithberry Winery. Yes, Flat Rock is right there by Smithberry. And yes, you know about Collins. Okay. I was only lucky enough to go to Collins Mansion one time. It was one of the scariest nights of my life. I was 16, and one Halloween, me and a bunch of other idiot teenagers from the high school decided to go out to Collins Mansion. And you had to park in a field and walk back to it. Well, before you ever got to Collins Mansion, you came to a cabin, which legend has it, it was an old slave quarters cabin. So we explored that first, because it was way back. There was everything had grown up to the point where there was no like driveways, no roads or anything that got to it. I mean, you had to foot it. and it was a long walk. um, some of the guys fell through the old floors. Um, on our way to Collins Mansion from leaving there, one of my best friends from high school, she stepped over some boards and her leg fell through. And luckily, it was only one leg. And when we pulled her up and shined a flashlight down in there, it was an old well. And down at the bottom of the well was a copperhead nest. So there were copperhead snakes all down in it. So that's why I say luckily only one of her legs fell through and didn't go all the way to the bottom of it. But back in Collins Mansion, which of course we didn't get to see, and, nothing happened while we were there. But supposedly the piano would play all by itself, and, just your typical ghost story kind of stuff. But yeah, that was the one time that I went to Collins Mansion. But unfortunately, years ago, it burned. Now, of course, obviously there's no electricity or anything going to it. So apparently someone burned it down. But because of where it was and there was no roads or anything to get to it, then, obviously fire departments couldn't get to it to put it out. So it did burn to the ground. So it is no longer there. But it's a shame. I would have liked to have had some pictures of the old place. So, yeah. Collins Mansion. That's my Collins Mansion story. I do know people that went there and supposedly did see some stuff, but I never did. Never went after that. Just that one time. So, yep. There was this one place in Shelbyville, and it was right in I don't want to say in town, but Amanda, you know where Mom lives, and it was actually right across the street from Mom's subdivision. It was a restaurant at one time. It was a big old 2-story house. Right before they tore it down, we went over, and for the love of God, I cannot remember the name of the place. But we went through it before they demoed it. And what I found really weird is throughout the entire house, and there had been businesses there, a restaurant there, but when we went through it before demo, it was really weird. Like, there was stuff scattered everywhere. Like, I don't know if stuff, like, they had brought stuff down from, like, the attic. It was strange, really strange. We kept finding Polaroids of this same little girl. And I'll never forget it. She was a blonde-headed little girl, and she had a little bob, and she had the bangs across the forehead. And she was in a little corduroy red skirt jumpsuit. You don't remember that place? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. All right. I'm like a year older than you. Hush. But the little white shirt, red corduroy bib skirt outfit, little knee-high type socks. But it was the same Polaroid. And we kept finding the same copy of the same Polaroid, like all over the house, up in the attic. I mean, it was like just it was everywhere. Like, and it wasn't that we were taking the Polaroid with us and laying it down. I mean, we would see the Polaroid in one room, and then we'd walk into another room and find the same Polaroid. It was the creepiest shit ever. The place just had a really weird vibe. And nothing has been built on that land ever since. It's just creepy. It was a creepy place. So that was kind of a weird experience. But anyway. Yeah. Ha ha. Older than you. You cougar. Let's see if I can find something appropriate for you here. An appropriate emoji. Yeah, see what you started? See what you started, Red? I don't think that's really a cougar, but close enough. Oh, goodness. So, well, I hope I've thoroughly entertained you guys. Again, open forum, so our number two, Reg, you've been talking. Our number two, our other person hasn't said anything, but they never do. So, if you want to say anything, ask any questions, you want to talk about something, whatever, feel free to drop in the comments. If you don't, that's cool too. You usually don't, and that's all good. I still call you my one lone nut because I have no idea who you are, and that is like my affection for you is my one lone nut. So, apparently you don't take offense to it because you keep coming back. So, I love my one lone nut. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else newsworthy. That I need to bring up. That's happened here in Kentucky. Hang on. Something just came through. I don't know what it was. We gonna find out. I'm super hearing a noise coming from the other side of the room. At least the door isn't opening and closing this time. Okay. So I don't see anything interesting. No. And police investigating after a shooting in West Butyl. Big surprise there. Oh, wait a minute. Here, I want to address this. This is okay. Like, and I'm not trying to be insensitive by any means. So WDRB, which I like, don't get me wrong. I used to watch WDRB in the morning because I like Jude Redfield. I like his weather, and I find Candace Cliff and Sterling Riggs very entertaining. They're entertaining people. A little lackluster for the news, obviously, but I like their personalities. I didn't really watch it for the news, except for the weather. Weather. Um, but WRDB just put a story out that Breonna Taylor's mother, who, mind you, got a $12 million settlement from the city of Louisville. $12 million. She went out and bought a house in Lake Forest, brand new cars, apparently her daughter's death was worth $12 million to her. That she is still waiting for answers from the police. How are you still waiting for answers from the police if you took a $12 million settlement? That she still is missing accountability from the police department. Bitch, they paid you $12 million. She's claiming that no one from Metro Police has explained to her what happened the night that the officer shot and killed her daughter. Well, they did explain it. I mean, if you read the reports, it's been explained. They went there for a warrant. They had a no-knock warrant. Yeah, I'm going to recap this whole shit because it pisses me off. They had a no-knock warrant. They knocked. They wouldn't answer the door. Just like most drug dealers, they didn't answer the door. So when they kicked in the door, her old boyfriend pulled a gun on them. Well, when they started shooting, guess what old dude did? He didn't get shot. She did. She wasn't asleep. She was standing in the hallway with him. Well, you know what that tells me? He used her as a human shield. That pretty much sums it up. I mean, how much more of a friggin' answer do you want? How does she get hit 6 times and the boyfriend gets hit 0 times when he's the one that fired off around at police? For one, it's kind of common sense. These people just, I love it. My baby didn't do nothing wrong. He was a good boy. She was a good girl. But yet they got arrest records a mile friggin' long. And I'm not just talking about her. I'm talking about in general. Okay? General terms. That's always what you hear. Now they're, the one thing that I did see, which I just can't. Guys, I can't. They're using her now as a martyr for the right to have children. that her right to become a parent was taken away from her. Was she pregnant? No. Like, there's women all across the country, all across the world that want to be mamas. And for all kinds of reasons, they can't be. They can't be. I mean, they're just making up more and more and more and more excuses to throw this chick's name out there to make her another martyr for something else. Well, let's call her what she was. She was a dope dealer. Let's call it what it is. She got fired from EMS for stealing drugs off of an ambulance. So this whole narrative of she was an EMT when she died. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Look into that shit, because I promise you she wasn't. Get off it. Oh, that's where I'm going to leave it for the night, because otherwise I'm going to get some wound up about some shit. And I'll probably get myself in trouble. No accountability, none. You're right, none. Zero. And you know better than most, because you've seen it firsthand. And I know it because I live with it. You know, it is what it is. You know. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it, kids, because if not, I'm gonna just get on a tangent, and God knows where that'll go, because I know on my last live I almost got myself in trouble, and I wasn't even drinking then. So I'm drinking now, and I could really get myself in trouble. So we don't want to do that. I like my job. I want to keep it. So yeah. We don't be losing no jobs. Because then I might have to go on welfare. Oh, all right. So I'm going to do a short video tomorrow, midday. The video I do tomorrow may just be the pictures of the memorial. Because work for some reason has been really, yeah, work's been kind of a beast so far this week. So I may just kind of get together the photos of the memorial in Frankfort and post that from our trip to Frankfort, and put that up tomorrow, and call that a day for the video tomorrow. That'll give me some time to kind of catch up on some things and get some things prepped for maybe Friday. I'm in my office Friday, so I don't know if I'll be able to get a video up Friday or not. Not gonna hold myself to that, because last Friday it was crazy and I didn't get it done. So yeah, that's where we are. So be looking for that tomorrow. I'm gonna just throw up the pictures of Frankfort. That's gonna be the plan, and I can work on that tonight, getting that together. So if nobody has anything, I'll give you a minute to kind of throw up any highs, goodbyes, you sucks, you're awesomes, whatever you want to do. The floor is yours. Before I cut this and shut this down for the night. Oh crap, I got a video to, oh crap. I got a video I gotta do by Monday too for work. Shit. Guess I know what I'm doing Sunday. I'll tell you about that, Amanda. I don't know if you got the email or not. I have a recruiting video I have to do, and it's due by Monday, and I forgot all about it till just now. So, yay. All right. So I'm out for the night. You guys take care. Enjoy your night. Be loud. Be obnoxious. Use your voice. Do not give a fuck about losing the people who are not your real friends for stating your opinions and standing up for what is right and what is just. Find your platform, find your voice, and be loud with it. That is the only way we're going to create change. So make that happen. Find a way to do it. Find your sweet spot and rock on with it. And when you do, hit me up a message, and I'll be more than happy to follow you and support you, like you guys are supporting me. And we will get your message out there. I'll be more than happy to share it and create our own little community of patriots and strong women. So yeah, be great, be awesome, you rock. Don't ever let anybody tell you you don't. And be that change you want to see. And I will see you guys soon. So have a good night. Get some sleep. And be the best you can be. Have a good night.